Hello, and thank you for joining us for today's broadcast. This broadcast is a product of Shry Media, LLC. Unauthorized use, sale, or redistribution of this media in any form is strictly prohibited without the express written consent of Shry Media. Radio and television mediums are encouraged to reach out. Thank you for tuning in. Enjoy the game.
Your vacation is now playing in Tennessee.
For every generation, it has started with the call to serve. Discovering the purpose and the belonging earned with the title. Learning to dig deep and push through adversity together. Defending our nation and its people. It is a life of great worth and reward. But Marines are never really finished serving. Their commitment comes full circle, visible in communities across our country. This is Semper Fidelis, always faithful, always Marine, marking a path for the next generation.
involved in officiating volleyball 8 years after I played Division I in college.
Saying yes to volleyball officiating will give you the privilege to be a part of one of the most exciting sports around.
I'm a speaker,
a builder,
I coach,
culinary arts,
auditor,
a firefighter.
For anyone contemplating becoming a volleyball official,
just go for it.
take the plunge, open the door.
say yes to officiating. Learn more about how to get involved at sayyestoofficiating.com.
The rhythmic sound of more than 500 cascading waterfalls. The endless echo of more than 10,000 caves. The serene silence of 1,000 miles of wilderness trails. The next time someone tells you to get lost, consider it an opportunity. Your vacation is now playing in Tennessee.
Hi, I'm Smokey Bear, and I made an assistant to help you out, because only you can prevent wildfires.
Hey, Assistant Smokey Bear. Call me Papa Bear, because I'm grilling up dinner. Do you get it?
Yes, good job.
So, what should I do with all these coals?
Don't just toss them out. Put them in a metal container because those embers can start a wildfire.
I understand. The stakes are high.
Ha, 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 ha.
See, Smokey thinks I'm funny.
You're ready to reconnect, to discover, to explore a Georgia that always has more stories to share and views to admire. Set for your next adventure while you set your own pace to wonder or wander, or whatever it is that makes you feel you. To feel that Georgia feeling, those beautiful, real, honest moments. The only found in Georgia moments. Find yours at exploregeorgia.org.
My character, Shazam, knows all about growing up in a family full of teenage superheroes. They're bold.
Where's everyone going?
To fight crime?
Okay.
Adventurous. Shazam! There's never a dull moment. And no matter what happens, they'll always have your back. All they need is a place to grow and be themselves. And the best part is, you don't have to be a superhero to adopt a teen. Learn more about adopting a teen from foster care. Visit adoptuskids.org. You can't imagine the reward.
Welcome to SESN, your ticket to the front row of the sports world, covering local, regional, and national events. We bring the game to you. Feel the excitement of every play, every score, every victory. Get your seat, get on air, and immerse yourself in the heart-pounding action. The Southeast Sports Network, where sports come to life.
The Southeast Sports Network is now on Amazon Fire TV. Now you can download the SESN app and watch on any Amazon-enabled device, such as your Fire Stick. The easiest way to download the app is to go to our website, find the Watch SESN tab, and click Fire TV app. Then just select your device from the list. That's it. Free and easy. Enjoy watching the Southeast Sports Network on your Fire TV, Fire Stick, or Fire Tablet with just a few clicks.
The story of the United States has been written for centuries. Penned by millions of authors, written in every language, from every perspective. With every chapter as unique as our people and our land. Our story is one made up of many. Find yours in the USA.
In life, things aren't scripted.
If you're an athlete, we need people like you and translate those skills to officiating.
You can get a lot out of it.
It happens in every town, in every game.
We never have a perfect game, but the rewards always outweigh the negativities.
The Southeast Sports Network, your free ticket to front row sports action. From heart-pounding football showdowns to thrilling basketball games, experience every moment live, all from the comfort of your home. Your favorite athletes, broadcast in real time and on demand. It's not just streaming, it's your front row ticket to the best of Southeastern sports. And the best part? It's absolutely free. Don't miss a moment of your favorite teams. Join us now at the Southeast Sports Network. The Southeast Sports Network, your front row ticket to live sports.
At Shry Media, we believe in the power of connection, promoting your brand while supporting your community. Our goal is to elevate your presence and amplify your message through local sports. With Shry Media, advertising goes beyond traditional boundaries. Get on television. Make an impact. Take the first step towards a future where your brand is not just seen, but celebrated.
At the U.S. Center for Safe Sport, we see champions everywhere we look. In every sport, on every court, we're building a foundation to ensure all athletes are safe, supported, and strengthened. At the U.S. Center for Safe Sport, ending abuse is not just our job. It's our promise.
A truck is a tool, but a ram is life. Yeah, it's the wipe the sweat off your brow sort of life. But it's also the let's load up the ATV's life. The my kids play way too many sports life. The let's find a secret spot to fish life. That looks nice. Innovations, comforts, and powertrains built to power all the lives you live. Ram.
Welcome to the new era of brand promotion. Are you trying to find a way to make a splash? We understand that advertising isn't what it used to be. Things have changed. Advertising is both more dynamic and more engaging. Shry Media keeps your brand not just seen, but remembered. In a world where staying relevant is key, we are your partners in staying top of mind.
Welcome back to Waleska, Georgia. One game left to play in this triple header between the Royals and the Eagles. Reinhardt has claimed the first two, looking to sweep the series. We're going to have all the action in just a moment between these two, and looking forward to having you along with us for it. Make sure you share the broadcast with your family and friends who can't be with us today. We'll take one more short break before we get started. This will be a 7-inning game, Game 3. Reinhardt has claimed the first two. We'll have it all between the Royals and the Eagles in just a moment on SESN. Don't go anywhere.
Welcome to SESN, your ticket to the front row of the sports world, covering local, regional, and national events. We bring the game to you. Feel the excitement of every play, every score, every victory. Get your seat, get on air, and immerse yourself in the heart-pounding action. The Southeast Sports Network, where sports come to life.
The story of the United States has been written for centuries. Penned by millions of authors, written in every language, from every perspective. With every chapter as unique as our people and our land. Our story is one made up of many. Find yours in the USA.
In life, things aren't scripted.
If you're an athlete, we need people like you and translate those skills to officiating.
You can get a lot out of it.
It happens in every town, in every game.
We never have a perfect game, but the rewards always outweigh the negativities.
The Southeast Sports Network, your free ticket to front row sports action. From heart-pounding football showdowns to thrilling basketball games, experience every moment live, all from the comfort of your home. Your favorite athletes, broadcast in real time and on demand. It's not just streaming, it's your front row ticket to the best of Southeastern sports. And the best part? It's absolutely free. Don't miss a moment of your favorite teams. Join us now at the Southeast Sports Network. The Southeast Sports Network, your front row ticket to live sports.
At the U.S. Center for Safe Sport, we see champions everywhere we look. In every sport, on every court, we're building a foundation to ensure all athletes are safe, supported, and strengthened. At the U.S. Center for Safe Sport, ending abuse is not just our job. It's our promise.
A truck is a tool, but a ram is life. Yeah, it's the wipe the sweat off your brow sort of life. But it's also the let's load up the ATV's life. The my kids play way too many sports life. The let's find a secret spot to fish life. That looks nice. Innovations, comforts, and powertrains built to power all the lives you live. Ram.
At Schrei Media, we believe in the power of connection, promoting your brand while supporting your community. Our goal is to elevate your presence and amplify your message through local sports. With Schrei Media, advertising goes beyond traditional boundaries. Get on television, make an impact. Take the first step towards a future where your brand is not just seen, but celebrated.
Southeast Sports Network is now on Amazon Fire TV. Now you can download the SESN app and watch on any Amazon-enabled device, such as your Fire Stick. The easiest way to download the app is to go to our website, find the Watch SESN tab, and click Fire TV app. Then just select your device from the list. That's it. Free and easy. Enjoy watching the Southeast Sports Network on your Fire TV, Fire Stick, or Fire tablet with just a few clicks.
Welcome to the new era of brand promotion. Are you trying to find a way to make a splash? We understand that advertising isn't what it used to be. Things have changed. Advertising is both more dynamic and more engaging. Schrei Media keeps your brand not just seen, but remembered. In a world where staying relevant is key, we are your partners in staying top of mind.
Welcome back to Alaska, Georgia, and the campus of Reinhardt University College Baseball on the Southeast Sports Network. Gabriel Schrei, Lorenzo Robinson is here with me. Game 3 of a triple header between the Eagles of Reinhardt University, the Royals of Johnson University. We'll play 7 innings in this final game. Lorenzo, the first 2 really exciting. Reinhardt has the series on lock after winning both of those. They're looking for the sweep. Johnson and the Royals looking to avoid dropping all 3 and trying to walk away with a big upset. But the pitching staff has thrown out an electric presence on top of the mound. Mr. Mustache Herbert leading off for the Eagles in this one from on top of that mound.
Absolutely, and the last time we saw Andrew Herbert, he almost won a complete game against the Southeastern Fire. So definitely very capable of making something special happen on the mound. So definitely looking forward to seeing what he has in store for an encore against the Royals. So Reinhardt has been able to clinch the series victory, but Johnson, through 18 innings played in this series, they've probably been the better team in 14 or 15 out of those 18 innings. Reinhardt, a few explosions to be able to take both games. So the Royals, a lot to be proud about. But again, there are no moral victories in sports. You can't take almost games with you and count those as wins. They're going to need to find a way to close the Eagles out. And then for Reinhardt, they have to feel really good about stealing 2 wins that maybe they shouldn't have won. You know, being able to take those kind of games, have to feel good. And they're hoping to play their best baseball in the 3rd game of this series.
Play over at first, and he cuts him down. Nice play by Kroll, too, keeping on the bag. Retiring 1 in the top of the 1st. With 1 away, Herbert zips in the ball. Left side, rattling towards the outfield, and again the play over at first. This time he's safe.
So Mendoza may have initially misjudged that one. It was a little bit further into the gap than he initially anticipated. Tried to make a play on and make the throw to first, but was not able to do so in time.
Hobbins-Siefkin on the bag over at first. This is Bryson Schoen at the plate. Big swing at Herbert's first pitch. Strike one. Counts 0-1, one away, one on board. The 0-2 pitch. Chopped right side. It sails into the outfield. Travis going to stop on second. Schoen over on first. So 2 on board to start the top of the first for the Royals with 1 away.
That was a pitch that was pretty low into the zone. Schoen had to go and get that one. He reaches down and lifts it up, puts it into the gap, and gets on base with a nice one. Royals very aggressive against Herbert early, especially with the way that Herbert has pitched throughout this year. Not something that was very expected. They have a nice start, 2 quick hits in the first inning. Coming into this series, on paper, it seemed like Reinhardt was going to be able to easily run away with this series against the Royals. Johnson's had more ideas. They've really done a nice job of being a thorn in Reinhardt's side.
Roped into the outfield, moving across the bags, bases. I thought they'd be loaded to play at the plate. He's out.
And what a nice throw out there. Jamel Rooker throwing that one on a rope from center field. Tremendous throw to the backstop, Dylan Martin, who gets the tag at home plate.
So he remains scoreless. What an unreal play.
It seems like there's some discussion going on. And again, this is a bit of a byproduct of the NAIA not having instant replay for these games, not aligning themselves with what we've seen in Major League Baseball and other levels of collegiate baseball. So the discussion will happen, but I would definitely be surprised if something changes. That's a bang-bang call that the umpire likely just stays with. At first glance, it did seem like he was out at home. And the Johnson fans definitely showing their displeasure with that call.
With 2 away, big swing, strike 1. 2 on board for the Royals of Johnson University. Runner out on second, runner on first. College baseball this afternoon on the Southeast Sports Network. A 1 pitch, right inside for strike 2. Really well delivered by Herbert. We had Herbert in the booth with us for part of a game last weekend. He was hilarious. He was just a hoot to have in here. Big swing. That strikes him out and retires the side. We go to the bottom of the first in Waleska, Georgia, between the Royals and the Eagles. Welcome back to Reinhardt University and Waleska, Georgia. College baseball on the Southeast Sports Network. Bottom of the first coming up. Top of the first, a little controversial, a close call at the plate. Lots of action on that side. Excited to bring you the bottom half of this same inning and thrilled to have you along for the ride. Gabriel Schrei, Lorenzo Robinson. Any thoughts on what we saw in the top half of that first?
We saw a little bit of trouble there from Andrew Herbert earlier than expected, right? Especially after the way that he performed against Southeastern, the way that he's performed so far this year. Johnson continuing to prove that this will not be an easy out. But Reinhardt able to find a way yet again, holding Johnson scoreless there in the top of the first. And now we'll see if their bats can come alive earlier in this game than they did in the previous two.
Out of the first inning for the Eagles. Their baseman number 10, Jared Burney.
Burney's still going to be the top of the batting order. He has been all weekend. 330 average this season batting for Reinhardt's Eagles. He's been electric. Very successful. He'll look to continue hitting bombs. Chopped left side by Burney. Deep ball for the Reinhardt Eagles. He's headed down to second and safe out there in scoring position.
So in the first two games of this series, it took well into the game, the third and the fourth inning respectively, for Reinhardt to get their first hit. In this one, they get a leadoff double from Jared Burney, trying to build some early momentum here as they look to lay the hammer down on Johnson.
Mercerio Allen following Burney to the plate.
But that should be Reinhardt's goal, is to try to play your best baseball in this third game. Both games you kind of got away with not playing your best at the plate, a few errors as well. And you were able to get away with them and get away with wins, but Taylor Jackson, our partner in the earlier game today, brought up a great point. Those are the kind of mistakes that will cost you when this calendar turns into May and you start playing against some of the top teams in the polls. Those are the kind of mistakes that can definitely force your hand and put you into some really tough situations down the stretch of games. Have to be able to try to iron out those kinks as much as you can.
Burney's on second. This is Allen at the plate. Austin Sykes pitching. Delivers the 0-2. Allen fouls off, stays alive. Scoreless in the bottom of the first, the 0-2 pitch. Bit wide outside, ball one. Big swing, that cashes him out.
Allen trying to be aggressive at the plate, but was unable to come up with another hit. Now coming up to the plate, a guy who is having one of the best seasons in the country, Dylan Lewis.
Lewis batting over 400 this year for Reinhardt. Just outside of the top 20 in hitting percentage in America. Really unbelievable.
It is unbelievable, but again, if you saw what he was able to do last season, you're not entirely surprised by what you're seeing now because you knew that he had this in him. Hit for well over 300 a year ago.
One on board, one away for Reinhardt's Eagles. Bernie standing out on second. This is Lewis at the plate. Sykes goes back to second. Bernie's there. Reinhardt 25 wins this season, Johnson 17. Reinhardt the number one team in the Appalachian Athletic Conference. Knocked off the number one team in the nation last weekend in a 3-game series against the Southeastern Fire. They're number 11 in the current NAIA poll, but obviously when you knock off the number one team on the poll, you can expect them to move up.
Yeah, definitely expect them to move up. Southeastern may not move from their number one seed perch because of the body of work that they've put together this year, but Reinhardt definitely should prompt some reshuffling of that top 10. But Coach Burton brought up a great point when we spoke with him a little bit after their game and after that series, that you want to make that series mean something. You want to make that weekend mean something. You do that by continuing to play the way that you played in that series, by winning your game against Middle Georgia earlier this week, by handling your business in this series against Johnson. That's how you are able to really make those kind of series count. Not just something that's a one-off or just a fluke, as many say, but that's a sign that you are truly one of the best teams in the country.
Dylan Lewis jogs it out. Counts 2-2, one away. Big swing here, and that'll send him back to the dugout. Lewis replaced by Tucker Zadunik.
Zadunik had a big base hit. It helped Reinhardt in the midst of their rally in the second game of this series. That's just kind of the danger of going up against this lineup. You have a guy in Jared Burney, really adept at getting on base, making things happen. And as their lineup continues on, just so many different players capable of making big plays. Dylan Lewis, a bat that's playing as well as anyone in the country. And then you feel like, hey, we get after him, you know, we'll be okay. And after him, you have a guy in Tucker Zadunik, a former All-American. And after Zadunik, it's a bat who's as hot as any bat in the country as well, and Nash Kroll. Just all up and down their lineup, plenty of phenomenal hitters. They put a lot of pressure on pitching staffs to be able to stay consistent throughout the whole game. And as we've seen, a great 7 innings of work or 8 innings of work is not enough to be able to close the deal on this group.
2 away, count is 1-2. Dropped in low for ball 2. Bernie standing and waiting over on third.
Base hit will bring a run home for the Eagles and allow them to kickstart the scoring in this one.
2-2 fills the count.
Want to try your best to start fast, especially in a 7-inning game. You don't have as many outs to work with, so you need to be able to put something on the board as quickly as you can. Put some early pressure on the Royals. Johnson trying to keep it all square.
The payoff pitch. Popped up. This goes foul. College baseball from Waleska, Georgia. Reinhardt and Johnson. Bottom of the first. Zadunik at the plate. Bernie over on third.
So Bernie scoring by way of the ball.
Wow. 1-0 Reinhardt Eagles as Bernie picks up the score off the ball. Sykes is not happy about it. Coach is furious.
And those are the kind of mistakes that you cannot have against a team as good as Reinhardt. They're capable of driving home runs in by themselves. As a player, you don't really need to help them out by making mistakes. And it seems like Johnson's fans are very upset at the umpire for making that call. They can't even contain their level of disappointment after that call.
Coach is still talking to the official down there along the first baseline. And I can understand being upset about that. That's a heavy call so early on to give up a run like that. You know, you want to at least make your opponent earn the run.
Yeah, especially the way that this series has gone when it seems like every little detail matters. And when you make mistakes like that, it can definitely hurt you. With the way that Reinhardt's able to put up big-time innings with 3, 4, 5 runs, these innings right here, filling in the gaps, as Mr. Jackson said before he left, is very crucial. So now they have a run here. They were able to get one by way of that balk, a chance to do something more, but you know that they are very capable of doing something even more special with the kind of quality hitters they have in their lineup.
Payoff pitch, popped up. This goes foul. 2 away in Waleska in a 1-0 Reinhardt Eagle lead. Trying it again with a full count. This fouls off. Zadunik stays alive. And that retires the side in Waleska, Georgia, as that's our third out. We go to the top of the second. 1-0 Reinhardt Eagle lead on SCSN. Welcome back to Waleska, Georgia. Top of the second about to get underway between these two. Thanks for being with us. College baseball on the Southeast Sports Network. Really good action all day long. 1-0 in the top of the second. Reinhardt Eagles in the lead after Bernie was able to cross the plate on a balk. Obviously a pretty controversial call to start this one out. Lots of protesting. Before we get into this, a look at the top 25. Southeastern, number 1. Reinhardt, number 11. Faulkner up in there, just over the state line in Alabama. Loyola, Mid-America Nazarene. Here's the rest of that top 25. Concordia, Taylor, Oklahoma Wesleyan, Kaiser, Tennessee Wesleyan from the Appalachian Athletic Conference. Milligan also an AAC team. Before we get started with this, top of the second, we'll look at the AAC standings as well. Gabriel Schrei here, Lorenzo Robinson, thrilled to have you along with us.
So Reinhardt able to put up an early run by way of that balk. Early advantage, and we've seen just how effective Andrew Herbert is on the mound. He almost was able to complete a complete game shutout against the number 1 ranked team in the country just 1 week ago.
Popped up. And cut down over at first. One away.
That's something that Herbert does very well. Keeps contact to a minimum, and anything that is able to be hit off the bat is generally kept in front of his infield and allowing them to be able to make plays.
Quick strike one. Big swing here. Down to the count, 0-2. Chopped right side, rattles into the outfield, and he's going to be safe on the bag over at first. One on board with one away for the Royals.
Number 7. And out.
Herbert delivers the pitch. Ott pops that up on the edge of the infield, straight back, and 2 away with 1 over on first.
About the center fielder, number 1, Blaze Fletcher.
Johnson's been able to get a few people on base in this one. Andrew Herbert very calm, cool, and collected on the mound. It's going to take a lot to be able to put up many runs against a pitcher of his caliber.
Popped up. Runner moves on down to second. This is going to keep him at the plate. Count is 1-2, 2 away.
Herbert excels in situations like these, being able to slam the door shut. Head on the count, pretty much any pitch that he wants at his disposal.
Count is 2-2 with 2 away. Herbert puts it out there, and that fills our count, 3-2. The payoff pitch, chopped right side, it stays fair. Kroll is going to have him out. What a play as he lofts it over to Herbert to retire the side and send us to the bottom of the second in Waleska, Georgia.
Southeast Sports Network is now on Amazon Fire TV. Now you can download the SESN app and watch on any Amazon-enabled device, such as your Fire Stick. The easiest way to download the app is to go to our website, find the Watch SESN tab, and click Fire TV app. Then just select your device from the list. That's it. Free and easy. Enjoy watching the Southeast Sports Network on your Fire TV, Fire Stick, or Fire tablet with just a few clicks.
Welcome back to Waleska, Georgia. Bottom of the second is coming up between the Royals of Johnson University, the Eagles of Reinhardt University. Thanks for being with us on the Southeast Sports Network. A 7-inning Game 3 between these two. Here's a look at what's coming next. Reinhardt University Eagles claimed the game with a white date against Johnson at 1 o'clock. We're in the second game. Montreat and Bryan next. Triple header against the Lions at Bryan College. For Johnson University, Georgia Gwinnett, St. Andrews, and Carolina University next. Kroll holds off. We've seen Kroll smash a couple of home runs this weekend.
Really taking advantage of that extra spotlight that's been on him after that unfortunate play that he had last week. Able to turn that negative into a positive, so now all of the attention should be on the warrior that he is, as well as the great player that he is, and has stepped up in really big spots for Reinhardt over these past few weeks.
Kroll, big swing, suffers strike two. And that'll punch him out and send him back to the dugout. Adrian Vargas is going to replace him at the plate. Vargas has been really good this season. Somebody Reinhardt can always depend on when they really need a big play.
Well, the way that Johnson has pitched throughout this game, as talented as Reinhardt's lineup is, the way that Johnson has pitched not just in this game but throughout this series, they have to feel good about where they are. Now, those couple of explosions are the difference between winning and losing in this series so far. But on a per-inning basis, they've pitched really well against the Eagles. At the very least, they have to feel like their pitching staff has given them chances to win.
Chopped, right side, a play over at first. Vargas showing off the speed, and he's safe.
And he was able to beat the first baseman there who was trying to make the tag at the bag. Sykes, the pitcher, unable to get to the bag before Vargas, so he had to make a last-ditch effort to dive at it. Unable to get there, and Vargas safe at first.
Luis Mendoza next at the plate for Reinhardt University. Mendoza, another guy who's been really clutch this season for the Eagles. Vargas on board, Mendoza at the plate, one away. The 1-0, fouled off.
Those has come up big, a very clutch bat for Reinhardt. Something in play from him will go a long way towards them keeping up this momentum with a man on base. Put some early pressure on Johnson, much earlier than it's been throughout this series.
2-1 pitch is low, ball three. Mendoza ahead in the count. One away, one on board for Reinhardt's Eagles. Chopped left side. This one along the chalk, and he slides into first. He's safe.
That's just great hustle there by Mendoza, able to leg that one out. And it was a complete chopper over there near third base, hugging that line, but it stays on the right side of it. Mendoza able to be safe at first. Now 2 men on base with Jamel Rooker coming up to the plate.
So the runner advances down to second. One away, count is 1-1. Vargas in prime scoring position. Mendoza at second, Vargas at third. Rooker taking his cuts. Down in the count, 1-2, one away. Bottom of the second from Reinhardt. 1-2 pitch. Ball 2 for Rooker.
We'll see what his approach will be here. He's been known to go small ball in some situations. Probably just want to try to get something in play. He's very patient at the plate, doesn't really chase anything. Getting something in play likely brings in at least 1 run for the Eagles and helps them add to their lead.
The payoff pitch. Chopped right side. This goes foul. Chopped right side, rattling towards the outfield, and he's cut down at first, but Vargas is across the plate to extend the lead of Reinhardt 2-0.
A very smart play there by Rooker again, getting something in play. Just want to get the ball out there, allowing Vargas to make his way home and easily score. Eagles now ahead by 2 runs, and again, this is what our colleague, Mr. Taylor Jackson, was talking about, filling in those gaps. When you have those explosions, being able to have an inning where you can score 1 run, score 2 runs, just to keep your offense afloat as the game goes on. They're doing a better job of that here in this game with Dylan Martin coming up to the plate.
Martin pops that up right side, just out of play, and he's going to be retired, and that'll retire the side for Reinhardt University. Johnson going to get back on the offensive side of things. We'll take a break and be back with more college baseball in just a moment on SCSN. Welcome back to the campus of Reinhardt University. Into the top of the third in this 7-inning final tilt between these two programs on SCSN. Gabriel Schrei, Lorenzo Robinson. Thanks for being with us. Great day of baseball today.
Absolutely, and the culmination of what's been a unexpectedly entertaining series, I'd say.
I think that's fair.
I mean, just the way that Reinhardt was playing coming into this series, and that by no means is any offense to Johnson and who they are in their program, but Reinhardt looking like one of the better teams in the country. But Johnson stood toe-to-toe with them in pretty much every game so far.
Johnson has looked really good in this series. Hanging around, hanging with Reinhardt, keeping pace.
I'm sure if you ask Coach Burton, I mean, obviously there are some missteps and mistakes that he'll want his team to clean up. But if you ask him, and this is pretty much goes for any coach, especially when your team gets a taste of some success, you do like it when they can be tested after that. You don't want them to read too much into their press clippings and start to gain a false sense of security.
One away. Really well struck. Couldn't get it where he wanted it. So we go to the next man in the lineup.
Andrew Herbert having another phenomenal outing so far. Johnson's been able to pick up 4 hits in this one against him. A lot more than he's accustomed to giving up through 2, but unable to turn those into runs so far in this game.
Popped up, sailing right. This one goes foul and out of play. Two away. Fans are not happy about it.
I think some of that frustration is definitely a little bit of the calls that they disagree with, but also the way that this series has gone for Johnson, coming up so close in those first 2 games. And you could tell it's a lot of frustration, not just from their fan base, but also coaching staff, some of the players as well.
Two away, count is 2-0. Person shown at the plate.
In their matchups against Reinhardt over the course of these past couple of years, not able to come away with wins. This is probably the best Reinhardt team they've seen in that stretch, and this is probably the best that they've played here also in that stretch. It's just an interesting irony there that they're at their best and you're at your best, and it still just hasn't been enough.
Chop left side. This one gets down. He's across the bag at 1. Headed out to second. Ball's still loose. He's going to stay there, but in scoring position after a great hit for Johnson's Royals.
Absolutely, a big 2-out double there to keep this one going. The tying run now at the plate. They'll have a chance to sink their teeth in here. Five hits off of Andrew Herbert now in the 3rd inning.
Two away, top of the 3rd. Low, tight, that's a ball. Braden Taylor at the plate for for the Royals of Johnson. We've got a meeting on top of the mound. I asked Herbert what Coach Burton said to him before he sent him back out to pitch that ninth, and kind of the things that Burton does say to pitchers when he goes out there on the mound. And I expected it to be something profound or technical. He's like, no, he just asks how I'm feeling. I'm like, okay.
And I'm sure that his conversations with Herbert are a lot different than the ones he has sometimes with some of his other pitchers, but part of that is the trust that those guys have in each other, and specifically the trust that Coach Burton has built in him in the way that Herbert has rewarded him with his play over these past couple of seasons.
Yeah, Herbert's been really good for Reinhardt University. Big swing, that's strike one. 2 away, count is 1-1, 1 on board for the Royals.
And when you get to that point as a player, coach is coaching up little small, minute things, not really trying to change too much of who you are, just want to help you lock back into your craft, but they also trust and believe that you'll find a way to get out of any situation you put yourself in, because that's what you've shown them over the course of your time.
Fouled off. Two away, count is 1-2. Herbert looking to close out the side. Top of the third from Ken Whitefield in Waleska, Georgia. A runner on board and scoring position out at second. Big swing, that cashes him out and does retire the side. We'll be back with more college baseball on SESN in just a moment. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back to Ken Whitefield and Waleska, Georgia. College baseball on the Southeast Sports Network. We've reached the bottom of the third between the Royals and the Eagles. 2-0 Eagles lead as we enter this side of the inning. Gabriel Schrei, Lorenzo Robinson. Lorenzo, your thoughts on what we've seen so far?
We're seeing the Eagles start to fill in those gaps in these innings that they don't really have a whole lot of offensive explosion. Able to put up 1 run each in the first 2 innings. Right now, Johnson, not too much of a slow start, but they just haven't been able to capitalize on getting guys on base. A lot of that due to the great play of Andrew Herbert. Reinhardt's here trying to extend their lead.
Bernie chops this, headed down to the bag at 1, and he's safe. Really well struck by Bernie to start the bottom of the third. He's on board, and Allen will follow him to the plate. Why do I hear classical music?
Off into the distance.
Yeah, what is that?
Might be something happening. Ken White Stadium, I know there's a few games going on. I know soccer had some games. There's a lacrosse game later, so.
Are they warming up to Louis Armstrong? It's a Wonderful World. Is that what's happening?
It could have just been an interlude to a song. I'm not entirely sure. Can't really place it.
The bunt a race down to first. Allen wins that race. He's safe. He's on board at first. Bernie is in scoring position over on second.
You can tell that that's something that Reinhardt really puts an emphasis on as a team in practice, being able to lay down quality bunts that stay in play. And they have guys that are plenty fast enough to be able to get to the bag. Putting all of that to good use here in the third inning. Marcerio Allen able to get his way on the first and putting Bernie in the scoring position.
Not away, 2 on board. A runner in scoring position. Bernie out at second. Allen on first. And this is the number 21 batter as far as average goes in America. The second best in the Appalachian Athletic Conference, behind only the star swinger up at Bryan.
Dylan Lewis made his presence felt plenty of times in this series against Johnson. Looking to do so yet again. He's especially good when there are runners in scoring position as well.
The 0-1 pitch. Low in the turf. Lewis steps back. No outs. Bottom of the third. 2 on board for the Eagles. Dylan Lewis, the 1-1. Chopped left side. This one is in the glove of the fielder. He'll go back to the dugout. 1 away.
He got a lot of wood on that one. Was not able to let that one drop in the left field a little bit too far. Tried to hit that gap in between the third baseman and the left fielder. It's a little bit too strong, but not strong enough to be a homer.
This is Tucker Zadunik. Zadunik holds off, strike 1.
It seemed like the Eagles thought about going for the double steal there, trying to get 2 guys in the scoring position. Something they've done plenty of times throughout this year. You have to wonder if Johnson is prepared for that possibility.
Sykes is looking back at Bernie now, who's on second. Zadunik pulling up. Count 1-1, 1 away, 2 in scoring, or 2 on board, 1 in scoring position.
But the part of that you don't see on the stat sheet or you don't really consider when it comes to having guys who are capable of stealing bases is the mental blockage that it forces with the pitcher. Now the pitcher is thinking about this guy on first, this guy on second. His attention is kind of shifted away from the task at hand, which is trying to retire the batter. And with the guys that Reinhardt has in the batter's box, especially in this part of their lineup, that can be a very dangerous proposition.
Big swing, strike 2 for Zadunik. 1 away, 2 on board. Count as 1-2 as Sykes is working it out against it. The 1-2. Chopped right side, it stays fair and is down. Bernie coming home. That one's way out in the corner. Make it 3-0 Reinhardt Eagles. Here comes Allen. Make it 4-0 Reinhardt Eagles.
And just kind of the difference in the way that Jared Bernie was running. Very coolly making his way home, and then the mad dash that Marcerio Allen was making trying to get home, and a little bit of confusion. Didn't know if Zadunik was going to go for the triple. Once Zadunik was on his way to third, Allen knew he had to make his way home, and he did just that.
We've got a meeting on top of the mound. 1 away, 4-0 Reinhardt Eagles. While they gather up, we'll take a 30-second break and be back with more college baseball. Don't go anywhere. Okay, so I don't want to endorse the choice of warm-up music, but we've got a top 5 matchup. Number 5, Cumberland's number 1, Reinhardt University at Ken White, or just behind Ken White at University Stadium tonight in men's lacrosse. That's going to be a really good one.
It is going to be a good one, and it's a matchup that a lot of the lacrosse players have been waiting for all season long. Very highly anticipated game. Should be a great turnout as well.
Nash Krull next in the order, 1 away. One on board over a third for Reinhardt's Eagles.
Kroll, we've already seen what he can do in these situations already in this series.
The 1-0. Kroll chops it left side. This one into the glove of the fielder. We got a player coming home, and he's safe. 5-0 Reinhardt University Eagles.
And that one, Kroll just trying to get one in play, one out on the board, so getting one deep into the outfield was going to likely bring a runner home, and Zadunik able to make his way to home plate. And now we're starting to see that offensive explosion from Reinhardt. They're scoring runs in bunches here with 3 runs in the third, but supplemented by the 1 run in the first and the 1 run in the second. And this is more like the team that many feel can make a run in the NAIA World Series. This is what that group looks like.
Strike 1. This is Adrian Vargas at the plate for Reinhardt. With 2 down, here's the 0-1. Chopped left side, that goes foul. Had some gas on it, pulled off. With 2 away, count is 1-2 for Vargas. Fouled off. The 1-2. Blasted deep towards the center. He's down, and that'll retire the side as we go to the top of the 4th in Waleska, Georgia. College baseball will return.
The Southeast Sports Network, your free ticket to front row sports action. From heart-pounding football showdowns to thrilling basketball games, experience every moment live, all from the comfort of your home. Your favorite athletes, broadcast in real time and on demand. It's not just streaming, it's your front row ticket to the best of Southeastern sports. And the best part? It's absolutely free. Don't miss a moment of your favorite teams. Join us now at the Southeast Sports Network. The Southeast Sports Network, your front row ticket to live sports.
Welcome back to the campus of Reinhardt University and on to Ken White Field. Thanks for being with us, Southeast Sports Network. It's college baseball. We've reached the top of the 4th where it's 5-0 Reinhardt Eagles. Gabriel Schrei, Lorenzo Robinson, And the Royals of Johnson going to get a chance to work offensively. Lorenzo, your thoughts on how this series has gone down the line so far? Does Johnson need a win here, or would it just be a really nice feather in their cap on this season?
I mean, I wouldn't say need a win just because, again, there's so much baseball left to play. You still have the Appalachian Athletic Conference tournament where you have a chance to pick up some big wins against quality competition, but it would just be really disheartening with the way that they played throughout this series to walk away from Waleska without getting at least one from Reinhardt. Feels like a series sweep just wouldn't do justice to the way that they've played, especially with their pitchers and the way that they've been able to pitch against this talented lineup. I mean, you had to feel like at some point Reinhardt was going to play a game that was closer to the team that they actually are in terms of their talent level and the group that we've seen in big moments. And that's what we're seeing in this third game. Reinhardt really putting it all together. They have their ace on the mound and Andrew Herbert. And they have 5 runs already through 3.
Herbert, the 1-2. Chopped right side. It escapes the glove of Kroll, so he's going to be on the bag over at first. 1 on board for the Royals.
And even in this game, where it seems like everything is going Reinhardt's way, Johnson has 6 hits against Andrew Herbert, and we're in the top of the 4th inning. That is no small feat. But even with that, it just has not been enough. And a lot of credit to Johnson for the way that they played, but also a lot of credit to Reinhardt for showing some championship mettle and resolve and not allowing themselves to get down when things don't necessarily go their way.
Sanchez at the plate. 1 on board over at first. Herbert for the Eagles on top of the mound, the ace. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Big swing, strike 2.
Be smart, 0-2, let's go.
And ahead on the count 0-2 is Herbert. Again, pretty much any pitch that he wants at his disposal. And we'll see what Sanchez's approach is here.
Kroll thought he got him over at first. Instead, he'll stay on the bag. Sanchez at the plate. Herbert out and ahead in the count 0-2.
So that classical music is turned into thumping techno club music behind us if you guys can't hear it.
Man, I heard Barbie though.
Yeah, again, that just escapes me. I'm not really sure what that sounds like.
I can't play it for copyright reasons. I'll play it later though.
I mean, just from the sound of it, doesn't seem like I'd be a fan.
No, you're not. You won't be about it. It's fine. Chopped off, foul into the backstop. Count remains 1-2. It's not bad or anything. It's just not your thing.
Sanchez is giving a good fight to Herbert here in this at-bat.
Quick check-in with Kroll. Over at first. Zipped in, ball 2.
Initially seemed like a well-placed pitch there.
Big swing. That cashes him out. 1 away in the top of this 4th.
Even when it seems like you're starting to make Herbert unravel, and you get a base hit, get guys on base, he just always seems to find a way to get off the mat and continue to fight.
Matt Newton at the plate. 4 Ks already for Herbert. Strike 1, count as 1-1 with 1 away. Holds off. Suffers strike 2.
Got a K here.
Herbert on the mound for Reinhardt University. With 1 away, 1 on board. Here's the 1-2. Chopped left side. And the play out at second. Wow, really close. 2 away.
A nice play over there made by Jared Burney.
First baseman, number 7.
Really nice play, being able to secure that one and getting the out from the lead runner.
So with 2 away, now Newton is on first. This is Braden Ott at the plate. Chopped left side. Newton going down to second, and he's out. That'll retire the side as we go to the bottom half of the inning in Waleska College Baseball, where the Eagles are leading 5-0. Welcome back. A 5-0 lead for the Eagles of Reinhardt University as we enter the bottom of the 4th in Waleska, Georgia, between the Eagles and the Royals. Gabriel Schrei, Lorenzo Robinson, thanks for being with us on SCSN. We're here all day. Really good series between these two. Johnson has been hanging around, and looking to do something splashy to close out the series here in Game 3.
It just seems like Reinhardt is very in control of this game, and from the beginning it seemed like they were on a mission, and deservedly so, because they haven't particularly played their best baseball in the first few games of this series. Got away with a few things, being able to come away with big rallies and able to come away with those wins, but again, now this is the team that when you talk about Reinhardt being amongst the best of the best, a group that could potentially host in the NAIA opening round, is trying to make their first NAIA World Series appearance since 2018. This is what that group looks like.
Luis Mendoza at the plate takes a ball. Colby Reynolds pitching for the Royals. Delivery from on top of the mound. Ball 2. Mendoza starting out ahead in the count early. 2-0 pitch. Pumped up. Right side. Deep along the chalk. And this one is going to send him back to the dugout.
The center fielder, number 1, Jamel Rooker.
He's replaced by Rooker at the plate. I didn't know Rooker's walk-up song was Say Akabo. I don't know how I didn't notice that. Rooker to the plate, 1 away in the bottom of the 4th. Fouled off. Strike 1. Strike 2. Jamel Rooker down in the count, 0-2. big swing on the 1 and 2, 2 away.
Not really used to seeing Rooker take many huge hacks like that one.
Rooker back to the dugout. This is Dylan Martin, 0 for 1 in this third game of this series where Reinhardt leads 5-0 with 2 away. Strike one. A 1 pitch sent inside for the ball. One and one, strike two. Martin down in the count. 2 away. Colby Reynolds looking to wrap up the side. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Chopped off. He stays alive as this goes foul into the dugout of the Royals. Reynolds with 2 away. Fouled off. Martin keeps it rolling. Eagles leading 5-0 on their home Ken White Field against the Royals of Johnson.
Johnson really needs to try to end the inning here. They cannot allow the Eagles to make any sort of 2-out rally, already trailing by 5 runs.
Sent deep right side, back towards the wall. This stays fair. Lots of room to run for Dylan Martin, who's going to stay on the bag out at second.
And he gets into scoring position by way of that 2-out double. We make our way back to the top of Reinhardt's order. Jared Burney's been very effective in these situations. All of a sudden, things getting interesting here in the 4th. But this is the exact situation that Johnson wanted to avoid. They did not want to allow the Eagles to prolong this inning. Dylan Martin picking up a big-time extra base hit. You can't even really say that the bats haven't come to play for Johnson. They have 6 hits to just 7 for Reinhardt. Eagles just making things happen at opportune times. Johnson hasn't been as good as they've been throughout this series when it comes to this game, when it relates to runners being in scoring position, not able to finish the job. Eagles capitalizing on their chances. They have another chance here. Let's see what they do with it.
Chopped right up the middle. This rolls into the outfield. The pinch runner comes home at 6-0 Eagles.
And just like that, again, able to add another run to the total. And just a few moments ago, Dylan Martin was behind on the count 1-2. 1 strike away from the inning being over. Him able to hit that big-time 2-out double. And then Jared Burney continuing that momentum with a big-time RBI. And this is them filling in the gaps, less zeros on the board. If this game was similar to the ones that we saw earlier in this series, the score would be 3-0 because these were the innings that Reinhardt was not able to put runs on the board. Now in this one, able to just take a piece here, a piece here. Right now, it's adding up to a 6-0 lead. It will be an uphill battle for Johnson to find a way to get back in this one with just 3 innings left.
Chopped right side and can't glove that initially, but able to pick it up and get on the bag to retire the side. We'll flip. Top of the 5th coming up at CSN. Welcome back to the campus of Reinhardt University and Ken White Field. Reinhardt Eagles leading a whopping 6-0 in the top of the 5th over the Royals of Johnson University. And you brought it up right before the break. You nailed it. Shortened game, just 7 innings. Time winding quickly for the Royals. Talk to me about the sense of urgency coming from that dugout. Is it high? Where's it at?
It has to increase, definitely, just because of the situation that you now find yourself in, trailing by 6 runs. You only have 9 outs left, and the urgency is even more when you're going up against a guy like Andrew Herbert, who they've had some success against. I mean, there's not a lot of teams that can say through 4 innings that they have 6 hits off of Andrew Herbert this season, and last season for that matter. But Herbert, when he needs to, has been able to close the door, get key strikeouts in order to keep this Johnson team at bay. Right now, pitching a shutout. It's been an uphill climb for them thus far, and as this game continues to shorten, it will be even more of an uphill climb. And this one a grounder, but it leaks into the gap, so it makes its way into right field. Johnson able to get a man on base, and that one passing Nash Kroll, and a little cheapy there. Johnson able to get a guy in the scoring position after that ball escaped the grasp of Kroll.
Now batting second baseman, number 6, Seth Presley.
Seth Presley coming up to the plate for Johnson. A runner in scoring position. So the Royals now with a prime chance to try to cut into this lead that Reinhardt has built for themselves. Now 7 hits against Andrew Herbert. Not something that we're used to seeing, folks, but nonetheless, still pitching a shutout. He's been able to get the key strikeouts and help force the key outs to keep Johnson at bay. They have not been able to score thus far in this game, much because of the play of Herbert, as well as the great fielding and the great defensive play of Reinhardt's position players. Count is 1-1. And that one was very well placed. It will be called a ball. And this one hit into the air. Rooker is underneath it. He corrals it, and he's able to hold the runner at second. So a nice defensive play there from Jamel Rooker.
Number 22, Travis.
On numerous occasions, the Royals have left runners stranded in this game. They have not been able to capitalize, which is a night and day difference from what we saw from them compared in that in the first 2 games of this series, whenever they were able to get guys on base, they were bringing them home. That has not been the case in this game. And this one a chopper, and it careens in the short center. Able to hold the runner. So he's at third. Runners in the corners for the Royals. 1 out on the board.
Right. Jones.
Get a ground ball.
Swing and miss there for strike 1. Jones had his moments throughout this series. Big moment here with the Royals trying to get themselves back into this game. It is not going their way. Another chopper. Double play chance there for the Eagles, and it will be successful. Luis Mendoza turning 2, and that will prompt a changing of sides. Great job there from the Eagles. Reinhardt just finding a way. It seemed like they were in a bit of a jam there. Herbert able to force shallow contact and able to find his way out of that jam and That's been the story of this game. Every time Johnson has been able to give themselves a chance to put runs on the board, Reinhardt is able to respond. Great play defensively, tremendous pitching on the mound from Herbert as well. So now Johnson is going to be tasked with trying to hold the Reinhardt lineup at bay, which they have not been able to do in any inning so far in this game. Reinhardt has scored in each of the first 4, so now a lot of pressure on them. Already trailing by 6 runs. You don't want to put yourself into an even deeper hole with just 6 outs remaining in the game for you.
Yeah, it's a tough situation. The Royals need to retire the side super quickly here. They don't want to have any room at all for Reinhardt to be able to breathe. Obviously, that's a lot easier said than done, though.
Yes, a lot easier said than done. Reinhardt was down to their last strike in the previous inning. The 9th batter in their lineup, Dylan Martin, able to get a big-time 2-out double, which allowed the Eagles to score a run after Jared Burney's RBI. So even with their back against the wall, they're very capable of making something happen. It truly is not over until it's over for the Eagles.
Lewis suffers strike 1.
And what Johnson was able to do in the first 2 games of this series is kind of the book on what you need to be able to do against Reinhardt.
Lewis sends this deep in the center, and he's down 1 away. That's exactly what Johnson needs to do.
But to that point, what Johnson did in the first 2 games of this series, that's kind of what you need to do in terms of a game plan to beat Reinhardt, is be able to put pressure on them early, especially if you sense that their bats are kind of late arriving to a game. You need to be able to score early to try to put an increased amount of pressure on them.
That's a look up on top of the hill at University Stadium, number 1 and number 5, getting warmed up for their big matchup. That'll be live on the Reinhardt University Athletics YouTube channel at Reinhardt Eagles on YouTube. Chopped, fouled off. Our catcher is down. Hopefully he's all right.
Yeah, Sanchez, it seemed like that one may have caught him where we don't see much sun. Tries to shake that one off. A lot of empathy and sympathy for that situation, but he's going to shake it off.
One away. The 1-1. Chopped right side. Zadunik headed down to the bag at first, and he's down as well. 2 away.
Now batting the first baseman, number 30.
It's big time. 2 quick outs. Just 1 more away, and going up against that 3-headed monster as well, right in the middle of their lineup. Now, if the previous inning told us anything, again, it is not over until it's over. Even if you're down to the last strike for the Eagles, even if they're down to their last out, you cannot just assume that you're going to find a way to get out of the inning. You have to make it happen. Nash Kroll will not make it easy.
Nash Kroll goes left side. This one trailing out towards the wall, and it sails. Nash Kroll, my goodness. What a weekend for this guy as he goes yard again.
I've said it one time, I've said it 1,000 times. There's nothing else to say. We already know who he is as a player. We know his heart, we know his passion. All there is left to say is Nash Kroll is that dude.
I think you can officially name Nash Kroll that dude.
Absolutely. I mean, if he keeps making plays like that, it seems like every other game we're saying that after an amazing home run shot. And again, that's with 2 outs on the board. Mike Johnson probably felt that this inning was over, and then that moonshot from Kroll happens.
Yeah, that's exactly right. You're feeling good. You're feeling like you've still got a chance to make some magic happen in the 6th and the 7th, and instead, now it's 7-0 Reinhardt Eagles. 2 away and Vargas at the plate, but Kroll really putting the momentum in favor of Reinhardt. The 1-1. I can hear a fan saying, hey, how far did that go? How far did that go, Lorenzo? Lafayette? Atlanta? Chattanooga?
Probably close to my hometown of Lovejoy, which is about 30 miles south of Atlanta.
Popped off. Right side. Towards the wall. Back-to-back home runs for the Reinhardt University Eagles. As now Vargas goes yard. Unreal, it's 8-0.
And we want to officially welcome Adrian Vargas to the home run party. Not something that we're used to seeing from him, but a big-time moonshot nonetheless. With 2 outs on the board, Reinhardt hitting back-to-back home runs all over Johnson right now, and it seems like this mound visit will occur as the pitcher's day is done.
Makes sense. 8-0 Reinhardt Eagles. I mean, is this, at this point, Lorenzo, is this over for Johnson, or is there a chance? That's a lot of ground to make up.
That is a lot of ground to make up, but they have 6 outs left, and I come from the school of as long as there's time on the clock, as long as you still have a chance, then it's not over. Of course, there's always going to be a chance. It's an uphill battle. It's a tough and steep hill to climb, but you can't just say it's over. It's not over until it's over. Again, though, it's going to be tough to be able to see them making that kind of rally. And then even if they happen to be able to put up 8 runs in one of these innings, but you bet against Reinhardt being able to find their 9th run at some point.
No. 2 away. Bottom of the 5th. Here's a look at the upcoming schedule for Johnson University. After this, Georgia Gwinnett, St. Andrews, Carolina University. We'll take a look at the upcoming schedule for Reinhardt University's Eagles as well. Following this, Montreat College, and then 3 games against Bryan College. And here's a look at your Appalachian Athletic Conference standings. Tournament's coming up quickly, end of the month. Kingsport, Tennessee. Reinhardt obviously hoping to gain some ground in the poll following their big upset of Southeastern University, and they just continue to be electric. Pitcher's about finished warming up, so we'll get a look. The next man up in Reinhardt University's batting order. Vargas just hit a moonshot, following a moonshot by Kroll. One took out a window in Atlanta, the other a window in Chattanooga. Now we've got Luis Mendoza, who's 1 for 2. 2 away. Bottom of the 5th, 8-0 Reinhardt Eagles.
And that was nice to see from Adrian Vargas, especially because even though he's having a really nice season for Reinhardt, we're not used to seeing him hit big-time bombs like that. That one was a moonshot that he hit deep over the right field wall. Just his 2nd home run of the season.
That's low and into the turf for ball 2. 2 away. Mendoza at the plate for the Eagles.
So pitching being the strength of Johnson's team, but now getting deeper and deeper into their bullpen. This is the first that we've seen of Jake Smith in this series. The juniors pitched in just a little over 9 innings.
Mendoza looking for a moonshot of his own, instead strike 2. Two away, count is 2-2. Off into the backstop, he stays alive. Mendoza blasts that left side towards the wall, and the outfielder will retire the side and send us to the top of the 6th in Waleska, Georgia, between the Royals and the Eagles. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back. SESN.
Welcome to SESN, your ticket to the front row of the sports world, covering local, regional, and national events. We bring the game to you. Feel the excitement of every play, every score, every victory. Get your seat, get on air, and immerse yourself in the heart-pounding action. The Southeast Sports Network, where sports come to life.
The story of the United States has been written for centuries. Penned by millions of authors. Written.
Welcome back to Waleska, Georgia. Top of the 6th. From Ken White Field, this one chopped left side up along the line, and the play at first, he's cut down, 1 away. That's one way to start the 6th.
It is. Reinhardt making it look very easy right now. And this is a nice sight to see, especially after the scare that Johnson gave Reinhardt in the first 2 games. If you're a fan of this team, you do like to see them be able to have this kind of dominant showing against Johnson.
8-0, Reinhardt Eagles. Count 0-1, 1 away. Zipped in for strike 2.
Herbert's just been absolutely dealing on the mound for Reinhardt, continuing his stellar play from that series against Southeastern.
0-2 pitch, sat a little wide for ball 1. The 1-2 is tight. That's ball 2. Herbert, the 2-2 is 1 away. Left side, this one's down in play. He's safe over at first. 1 on board for Johnson's Royals as we go to the next man in the batting order.
Maybe that's the play that they needed. Maybe that's the base hit that they needed to try to build some momentum for themselves offensively. That's their 9th hit of the game. They have 9 hits off of Andrew Herbert. Again, no small feat. Herbert's still pitching a shutout. He's been able to get the crucial outs when he needed to keep Johnson at bay and keep them away from home plate.
9 hits seems crazy to me. I mean, that's a lot against Reinhardt University, no matter who's pitching. But when you're talking about the ace, Herbert, that's a lot. And to get 9 hits and remain scoreless is unusual.
And Johnson deserves a lot of credit for being able to get 9 hits on Herbert, but Herbert and the Eagles deserve a lot of credit for being able to get themselves out of these situations with men being able to get on base.
This is Tyler Phillips at the plate. Holds off on the 0-2. 1 on board over at first. 1 away.
And it's so rare for us to see the umpire that's near the second baseman make that call, but after that unfortunate situation we had earlier in this game, we are down an umpire. Don't have anyone along that first base line.
Yeah, and hopefully he's all right. That was a scary situation. Checked out, headed off. Hopefully he got some attention and is just fine. Popped up, 2 away.
Number 23, Matt Newton.
Royals down to just 4 outs in this series.
You gotta get this guy. Let's go.
And again, you have to feel for them. The way that they played in those first 2 games, not able to come away with a win in either of those, and Reinhardt has just been all over them in Game 3.
Matt Newton batting. In the lineup is the DH. Here's the 1-0. Takes a big swing. Strike 1. 2 away, 1 on board for the Royals. Newton taking his cuts here in the top of the 6th. The 1-1. Newton holds off and suffers strike 2. Bit low and outside. Quickly back on his cleats.
And good job by Martin to be able to stop that one from going behind him. Something that he had a little bit of an issue with earlier this season, a few passed balls.
The 2-2. A little low and it fills our count. 2 away, 1 on board. Full count. Herbert, the Eagles ace, is dealing. The payoff pitch. Low, a big swing, cash him out, send him to the dugout, and send us to the bottom half of the inning. We'll be back on SCSN. 8-0, Reinhardt Eagles.
The Sports Network is now on Amazon Fire TV. Now you can download the SESN app and watch on any Amazon-enabled device, such as your Fire Stick. The easiest way to download the app is to go to our website, find the Watch SESN tab, and click Fire TV app. Then just select your device from the list. That's it. Free and easy. Enjoy watching the Southeast Sports Network on your Fire TV, Fire Stick, or Fire tablet with just a few clicks.
Welcome back to Waleska, Georgia, and Ken White Field. 8-0, Reinhardt Eagles lead on the Southeast Sports Network. Thanks for being with us. Gabriel Schrei, Lorenzo Robinson, you're inside of the booth for the final stages of this one. Reinhardt putting on a clinic this weekend. 2 come from behind wins in thrilling fashion. Nash Kroll has gone yard, 3 times? I mean, he's crushing it for Reinhardt University this series. He's been great like that all year long, hitting the long ball. And the Eagles firing on all cylinders as we go down the stretch in this one between these 2 great baseball programs in Appalachian Athletic Conference play. Lance Dockery leading off for Reinhardt. Chopped at, goes left side, strike one for Dockery.
Reinhardt here just trying to pour salt into the wound. Right now firmly out in front in Johnson. I'm not quite sure if the Royals have scored 8 runs in a single inning at all this season. But that is the hill they have to climb if they're going to leave Ken Whitefield with a victory. Again, so unfortunate with the way that Johnson came out in this series to not be able to come away with a win. It would have to be disheartening.
So 1 down, 1 away for the Royals. Now it's Dylan Martin coming up to the plate for the Reinhardt University Eagles. Ball is loose and rolling across the turf. The 1-0 with 1 away. Got a piece of it, strike one. With 1 away, the 1-1, big swing, strike two.
Martin was in a similar situation to this a few innings ago, and he had a big-time 2-out double.
Struck him out. 2 away in Waleska. Johnson looking to get to the 7th quickly. Now we'll get a look at Jarrett Burney back to the top of the batting order. Zipped in ball 1 with 2 away. Bottom of the 6th between the Eagles and the Royals. The 1-0.
Burney, the last guy, potentially that can help the Eagles add to their advantage. Again, Reinhardt does not need to put up a run here, but it would be a nice feather in their cap. They've scored in every inning of this ball game.
Chopped right up the middle. That rolls into the center of the outfield as Burney is on board over at first.
He is a very good hitter with 2 strikes on the board. That's something that Jarrett Burney has been able to do all season long and all throughout his career at Reinhardt. Striking again in the behind in the count 1-2, remaining calm and getting another base hit.
Allen suffers strike one. Burney over on first. Count is 0-1. Great day for Family Day at the campus of Reinhardt University. Lots of folks came out, visited, saw the athletic complex over here. Tons of things to do for the kids. Loved seeing that.
It's always a nice deal when you're able to have some new faces on campus, be able to enjoy some of the things that we're able to do here in Waleska.
He strikes out. That'll retire the side. We go to the 7th in Game 3 between the Eagles and the Royals. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back to the campus of Reinhardt University. Closing stages of Game 3 in this triple header between the Eagles and the Royals on the Southeast Sports Network. Reinhardt leading 8-0 as we enter the final frame, the 7th inning between these two. Gabriel Schrei, Lorenzo Robinson on SCSN. Thanks for being with us. The Eagles ace out of the game. Reinhardt just looking to wrap this up and walk away with a clean W from what has been an excellent series for them.
It'll be a great chance here for Andrew Herbert. Pardon, Andrew Herbert's not in the game anymore, but a great chance for the Eagles to close this one out. They played a great game, a great series. They've been able to rally and find ways to win. This has been a very dominant showing in Game 3. They've held Johnson scoreless. They just need 3 more outs to finish the job.
Lasered in, chopped up, deep center field, it's down. He's on the bag at first. 1 on board for the Royals.
And like the thorn in the side that they've been throughout this series, Eagles, of course, just want to go 1, 2, 3 and finish this game out. So what does Johnson do? How about a base hit to prolong it, to get on base and to give themselves a chance?
Ott is on the bag at first. Blaze Blanchard is at the plate. 8-0. Reinhardt Eagles lead. Zipped inside. That's ball 1.
Like to see Rodgers kind of lock in a little bit. He has a huge cushion at his disposal. Just needs to secure 3 outs.
Royals way ahead in the count, 3-0. No outs. Ott on the bag over at first. Zipped inside, that'll walk him. So now 2 on board for the Royals. A really good start to this final inning for them.
A really good start into this final inning, but not an ideal start from Rodgers. Again, you just want to see him settle in and try to get these 3 outs as quickly as possible. You don't want to give Johnson a chance to hang around. Stranger things have happened in baseball than an 8-run inning, so it's not completely out of the question. And for the way that Johnson has been at Reinhardt's hip throughout this series, wouldn't be able to say that it's something that you can't see happening at all, even as unlikely as it may be.
Quick meeting on top of the mound. Can't say I'm surprised, the 2 on board. Royals doing really well in the top of the 7th inning against the Eagles of Reinhardt University.
Coach Burton's not pass and go. He is making a pitching change, trying to push his team past this Johnson group that has given him trouble all weekend long. They want to just get out of this series as quickly as possible. Royals have performed admirably, but the Eagles just 3 outs away from completing the sweep.
So a pitching change for Reinhardt.
Now Ryan Mahoney on the mound.
Ryan Mahoney.
Getting warmed up. Looking to close this out.
He's a guy who throws a lot of off-speed pitches, doesn't really throw incredible heat, but he has great command and control. He made an appearance earlier this season. He's just a freshman. made an appearance in their game against Cumberland and pitched 3 shutout innings. So a guy who's definitely capable of making something happen.
Getting warmed up to close this out. No outs, 2 on bags for the Royals. They're looking to make some magic happen in the top of the 7th. This is their last chance to do any damage. Ryan Mahoney on the mound. Seth Presley at the plate for Johnson University's Royals in Appalachian Athletic Conference baseball action on SESN. .2-0 pitch. Mahoney delivers ball 3.
Coach Burton giving him the ball with a chance to close things out. Obviously, as a freshman, maybe some nerves on display.
Picks up strike 1. 2 runners on board for the Royals here.
We've seen the talent from Mahoney, a guy very capable of making things happen from the mound.
This is a live ball, and no, they'll say that's foul. Excuse me.
A nice job of him settling in. It's now a full count with 3 balls and 2 strikes. Either try to get the strikeout or just force soft contact.
Payoff pitch, fouled off. Two on board for the Royals. Another try at this payoff pitch. It goes left side. It's going to be in play. 1 down.
Nice play made there in the outfield by Adrian Vargas to secure it. Johnson just 2 outs left to work with. They're going to find a way to get back in this one. This has been the story of the game for them, leaving runners stranded on base. With a man in scoring position.
Big swing, strike 1. 2 on board, and as you said, 1 in scoring position out on second. Johnson trailing 8-0. Havensiefken at the plate. It would be a miracle for the Royals to come up with a win in this situation.
And a nice job of Mahoney again, settling in through 3 consecutive balls as his first 3 pitches on the mound. He's settled in ever since then.
With the fact that it would be quite the stretch for a comeback in mind, we'll just take a second and look ahead. What's up next for Reinhardt? After this, Montreat College coming up on the 9th, then Bryan College, a triple header with the first game on the 12th, 2 on the 13th. Big swing here. They cash him out, the second out of this final inning in Game 3 of this series. And what's coming up next for Johnson University and the Royals? Following this, Georgia Gwinnett coming up on the 9th, St. Andrews on the 12th, and 4 days off before they take on Carolina University. Two on board, one in scoring position out at second, 2 away, the 1-0 pitch. Big swing, strike one for Schoen. Strike two. Big swing, strike three. Reinhardt wins 8-0 at home. That is our final, and what a victory it was for the Eagles. They could do no wrong. Nash Kroll hit home run ball after home run ball for RU today.
Absolutely, and Reinhardt just able to rally in those first 2 games to survive, but this was a dominant performance here from a team that should be a top 10 group when the next NAIA national poll releases.
Absolutely well-deserved. Some of your final thoughts on today's win for the Eagles. What would you say is the key for them going forward from today?
I think our colleague, Mr. Taylor Jackson, hit it on the head the best. We know that they're capable of putting up runs in bunches, but it's filling in those gaps. It's when your offense isn't always going to be explosive, being able to get a few here, a single here, a bunt here, putting 1 run on the board in those gap opportunities to now, when you do explode, it means that much more.
Makes sense to me. Great game today. Great win in Game 3 of this series for the Reinhardt University Eagles. They take the 8-0 victory and sweep the series against the Johnson Royals. All games and events airing on our networks are broadcast live in our copyright material. Today's game will be archived inside of the Apper platform where you viewed it and available for replay. This has been a presentation of the Southeast Sports Network.
The Southeast Sports Network, your free ticket to front row sports action. From heart-pounding football showdowns to thrilling basketball games, experience every moment live, all from the comfort of your home. Your favorite athletes, broadcast in real time and on demand. It's not just streaming, it's your front row ticket to the best of Southeastern sports. And the best part? It's absolutely free. Don't miss a moment of your favorite teams. Join us now at the Southeast Sports Network. The Southeast Sports Network, your front row ticket to live sports.
The story of the United States has been written for centuries. Penned by millions of authors, written in every language, from every perspective. With every chapter as unique as our people and our land. Our story is one made up of many. Find yours in the USA.
At Schrei Media, we believe in the power of connection, promoting your brand while supporting your community. Our goal is to elevate your presence and amplify your message through local sports. With Schrei Media, advertising goes beyond traditional boundaries. Get on television, make an impact. Take the first step towards a future where your brand is not just seen, but celebrated.
In life, things aren't scripted.
If you're an athlete, we need people like you and translate those skills to officiating.
You can get a lot out of it.
It happens in every town, in every game.
We never have a perfect game, but the rewards always outweigh the negativities.
At the U.S. Center for Safe Sport, we see champions everywhere we look. In every sport, on every court, we're building a foundation to ensure all athletes are safe, supported, and strengthened. At the U.S. Center for Safe Sport, ending abuse is not just our job. It's our promise.
A truck is a tool, but a ram is life. Yeah, it's the wipe the sweat off your brow sort of life. But it's also the let's load up the ATV's life. The my kids play way too many sports life. The let's find a secret spot to fish life. That looks nice. Innovations, comforts, and powertrains built to power all the lives you live. Ram.
Welcome to the new era of brand promotion. Are you trying to find a way to make a splash? We understand that advertising isn't what it used to be. Things have changed. Advertising is both more dynamic and more engaging. Schrei Media keeps your brand not just seen, but remembered. In a world where staying relevant is key, we are your partners in staying top of mind.
Welcome to SESN, your ticket to the front row of the sports world, covering local, regional, and national events. We bring the game to you. Feel the excitement of every play, every score, every victory. Get your seat, get on air, and immerse yourself in the heart-pounding action. The Southeast Sports Network, where sports come to life.
Throw it down. We're gonna really live. Your vacation is now playing in Tennessee.
Hello, and thank you for joining us for today's broadcast. This broadcast is a product of Shry Media, LLC. Unauthorized use, sale, or redistribution of this media in any form is strictly prohibited without the express written consent of Shry Media. Radio and television mediums are encouraged to reach out. Thank you for tuning in. Enjoy the game.